like it's still in the air. But staying home all alone won't bring no bacon in. Yeah, oh, yeah, 'cause I'm free and I own nobody. No one is gonna bring me down. Just easy, going scot-free. And my debts were all to myself, and I paid them down. Oh, oh, oh. And though nothing's changed, I don't feel the same. Down isn't out, it's all about standing tall when things don't go your way. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna make it pay. And if it all goes to hell, we should laugh every step of the way. Yeah, oh, yeah. You see, I'm free, and I own nobody. No one is gonna bring me down. Just easy, going scot-free. And my debts were all to myself, and I paid them down. I paid them down. Oh, oh, oh. Cause I'm free, and I own nobody. No one is gonna bring me down. Just easy, going scot-free. My debts were all to myself, and I paid them down. I paid them down. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah.
May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your crotch, and may your arms be too short to scratch. We're in the studio with It's Live, and we've got the Fleas here.
Hello.
Hi, Nigel.
We've got Piers,
Hi.
and what do you do in the band?
I'm the singer and rhythm guitarist.
And what do you do in the
I'm
band,
Chris, and I'm the guitarist.
Ah, marvellous. So you're here because you've got a new EP that's out already.
Yes.
Yeah,
called
just come out, yep.
Telling Tales, and it's on iTunes. It's also on Spotify, if you don't want the band to eat.
Yeah,
So-
you could pay for it on iTunes.
yeah.
It's
And
entirely
you've
up
got
to
CDs.
you.
You send the CDs.
You can come to a gig and buy a CD, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got it on Bandcamp or anything like that? You send any on?
We're on SoundCloud. We need to sort out Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And but yeah, look on Bandcamp too, because we'll sort that out tomorrow.
Yeah, right. And it's out already, but you've got a big bang of a launch on the 21st of November
Yeah.
at the Troubadour in
West Brompton. It's West London.
West Brompton. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, excellent. Are you going to be doing anything special for the launch?
No, but it's just going to be a good night. It's our favourite venue. We play there almost as a residency, and it's just got a great
It's
feel.
got a really good vibe to it. Yeah.
It's like a downstairs cellar kind of place, but it's nice
Roll
enough
bypass.
that girls will come to as well. So you know,
And it's got a real musical heritage. You know, the Stones played there, Dylan played there in the '60s. It's one of those cool little venues. So
Brilliant.
it's great.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also a really good vibe, and again, it's quite an eclectic mix of bands there. So it's a good night out.
And you've already, even though it's only just come out, you've already had you have a celebrity fan in the form of Dermot O'Leary.
Oh yeah,
It's the
Dermot.
one that-
well, we're supposed to be we're going to do a session for them.
Oh, right, cool.
For Dermot's Radio 2 show,
Okay.
but we keep missing dates. It was really embarrassing, where they very kindly offered us a series of dates that none of us could do because we were on
We're all
holiday.
on holiday in the middle of summer.
I fear they think we've got the wrong attitude, which isn't the case.
Were you going to be doing that?
I'm not hoping it's made available, but we don't know. We don't know.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah,
What's that for Radio 2?
yeah.
Wow.
On the Saturday afternoon show.
That's amazing. Wow. And you're on one of Tom Robinson's
Tom Robinson,
Radio
Yeah.
6 mixtapes.
our hero.
Yeah, on the mix list. That was amazing, actually.
He's been my hero since I was little. Yeah, Tom.
Is that out currently? Cool.
Yeah,
It was about 3 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, it was on
Podcast,
one of the mixtapes that they make
Yeah.
every week. Yeah, so yeah.
for unsigned bands. It was really good. There's a real kind of community of unsigned bands then who get featured on it, and then you kind of get the mileage from Twitter and Facebook and everything like that.
Yeah. The
it
lovely
worked really
eggs
well
on
for
it.
us. Yeah.
He loves the lovely eggs, doesn't it? And tune of the week on Absolute Radio,
yeah,
which is great, isn't it?
yeah.
Is that another little recent thing? Did they?
That's a while
That
ago,
was on
wasn't it?
on our last EP, and it was a song called Something or Nothing, which was just a sweet pop song. And yeah, it just got. We didn't even know it was. We didn't submit it. It just got played.
Wow,
And,
brilliant!
And it was kind of voted for by the listeners there. So
Yep.
we've covered most of the radio stations, which is hence our success.
Oh,
Yeah. Next stop. Wow, brilliant.
Wembley.
Yeah.
A 100% of nothing is nothing. How long are you gonna wait? 100% of nothing is nothing. Are you gonna fish or cut bait? You can see the moment or let it slip away. You never know which way you'll go as you answer to each day. I look back and wonder, a chance is lost, and adding interest down the years, you could never ever count the cost. Yeah, cause if it all goes down, there'll be nobody else to blame. And if you just mess around, well, you wander just the same. Some things you have to choose with the blues brewing in your heart. But if you don't come now, then tell me when your life's gonna start. So you can take the money or go your own way, but only seize opportunities by what your heart dictates. Once in a lifetime, happens every day. It's down to us to suss the real thing from the fake. Cause if it all goes down, there'll be nobody else to blame. And if you just jump town, well, you wander just the same. Some things you have to choose with the blues brewing in your heart. But if you don't jump now, then tell me when your life's gonna start. Ooh. 100% of nothing is nothing. How long are you gonna wait? 100% of nothing is nothing. Are you gonna fish or cut, babe? Wake me when you wanna start. Wake me when you wanna start. 100% of nothing is nothing. Are you gonna fish or cut bait?
So, what were you doing before the band started?
I was writing songs on my own.
Had you been in bands before?
I'd been in bands forever, and I'd just left a band called Rocco, and I was grumpy about bands. I don't know if you can relate to that, Nigel,
Yeah,
but
I hate
you know,
bands.
there are highs and there are lows, aren't there? And I had
There's
a
no highs.
I was on a I was on a band low, it must be said, and so I was just writing loads of songs on my own, and I found that my head filled up with songs, and I couldn't, without anyone to play them with. I needed to kind of get them out there to write new stuff, and so for quite a long time I tried to put the Fleas together, and it started as basically a set of songs I'd sort of roughly recorded, and for ages I was trying to get people to gel and the band to work, and just in the last year, 18 months,
Yeah, the dynamics come together.
we've really come together.
Yeah.
So Chris is someone I work with, and we met that way, and then how did we get Woody?
We put an ad out. We put an ad
Just
out.
put an ad out. He answered an ad.
What does Woody do?
He's a bass player.
Woody plays the bass.
Oh, right, well, you got some double bass going on there
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So that's a bit
Upright,
class.
and he's got an electric now as well, so he's a very versatile bass
Don't
player.
tell him we only recruited him initially because it looked cool with the double bass. Then we realised he could play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine too with all.
It does
the-
look cool though, yeah.
Did you have anything in mind for? Was there a particular artist that you wanted to be a bit like?
Well, see, this is what all bands say.
You
but,
answered with a hi hat.
Yeah.
I think it's about the songs, which is what everyone says. I know.
Oh,
But-
okay, yeah.
But out of that, therefore has to be a platform to carry those songs, and there's a massive spread of styles,
musical influences
and then
that we all bring to the party.
Yeah, so that we're kind of there's an indie kind of bass. If it were a pizza, there's an indie bass, and then there are many toppings that kind of nick from all over the yard.
Who's your favourite? Do you write the songs? in the main?
Yes, yeah.
Who's your big influences there?
Okay, so
Who made you first want to write a song?
Oh, that's such a hard question. The Beatles.
Okay.
Beatles, yeah.
Are they
Beatles.
still like a favourite? Sort of?
I think there are lots of things about them that are kind of abiding principles in a band and in songwriting. Like, I love the way that Paul McCartney invents families in his songs and creates little worlds that you can occupy in a song. And that attracts me. So the idea of a situation is a very Beatles kind of thing. The idea of malapropisms and humour and wordplay is another thing. Malapropisms.
What's that?
It's just playing with
Wordplay.
words. It's just chucking words together and making things bang. And 8 days a week. It's kind of it doesn't make sense, but it's really charming. So like that Edward Lear kind of thing.
Oh, all right. Oh, would you say is there stuff that's not, are there non-musical influences as well? You got a knocking around.
I think there's such a strain of storytelling through Pierce's songwriting. I think inevitably there's a huge amount that you hear coming through.
To answer your first question, that means that the bass player, it's really fantastic that Woody plays upright and electric, because we have quite gainy rock kind of songs, and we've got some quite soft, almost folky, almost jazzy tunes
You
as
got
well.
them old mandolin going on.
Bit of
haven't you?
mandolin,
Free.
yeah.
You got some little bit of Latin. Where does your Latin influence come from?
From our Argentinian drummer, Mariano Mazzeo, who is far too good for us, but he's become the beating heart of the band. And he comes from Buenos Aires and is a very kind of highly trained drummer, but he's not like a rock drummer. So most drummers you meet nowadays, they kind of bang on the skins quite hard. But Manny's got a very lyrical kind of sort of style that can join in with that story that the song's trying to tell.
But he's also a massive metal fan.
Yeah.
So he kind of brings, he does what he always wants us to rock out a little bit more at the same time, guitar-wise. It's like, where are the riffs, boys? So we've got this really good melting pot, I think, of kind of jazz influences and metal and kind of Latin. We're classic indie.
Yeah,
you hate it, but indie pop.
Indie pop. There's got to be a better phrase than
about
that.
pop music, and
Yeah, it's pop music, exactly. That's what it is.
But I think we where our strengths really lie, and you know, the Beatles analogy also holds true, is in the harmonies as well, and that's where Piers and Bernie and Manny work really, really hard to get that 3-part harmony working. And a lot of people have said that's a core. Yeah. And that really stands out when we play gigs, I think.
Yeah, sort of boozy thing. Oh, well, yeah, a band working together. Yeah, I guess bands are
unheard of.
So, what were you doing before the band started?
I was writing songs on my own.
Had you been in bands before?
I'd been in bands forever, and I'd just left a band called Rocco, and I was grumpy about bands. I don't know if you can relate to that, Nigel,
Yeah,
but
I hate bands.
there are highs and there are lows.
I wanna see your face and love you rightly, and hold you in my arms twice nightly. I got a problem with everybody except you, and I miss you too. And Moses only knows where we is heading. I'm tired of all the tears that I've been treading. And you say nothing matters but the touch of skin. I got ideas and fears, but only one can win. Some girls are stars, some come from Mars. I'm the lucky one. My compass star has her own constellation. Thanks for your patience. No one finer, us a minor little bear. You say that everything will work out fine, love, but I don't know how much I've left our time, love. I got miles and miles to go before I sleep, and dark vendettas that I must keep. Some girls are stars, some come from Mars. I'm the lucky one. My compass star has her own constellation. Thanks for your patience. No one finer, us a minor little bad. People say we're from opposite divides, but I'm always by your side. Let Berkshire disapprove, 'cause I say we're fine every time. Some girls are stars, some come from Mars. I'm the lucky one. My compass star has her own constellation. Thanks for your patience. Some girls are stars, some come from Mars, but I'm the lucky one. My compass star has her own constellation. Thanks for your patience. No one finer, oh, so minor little bear.
So it's all about the songwriting in the main, but you also, well, when you listen to the record, there's all sorts of stuff going on, isn't there? You've got Latin percussion, you've got folky mandolin, they use some strange electronic sounds too. I'm punching my microphone. Do you have any favourite producers?
I don't know any producers. Do you know any producers?
Well,
I don't know.
Nigel, let's just get this out into the open. Nigel was one of the producers, and if I may,
I was I was the producer who didn't do any work. Amir Chowdhury actually did the work on this particular.
But Nigel, you had a special role in the production, which was to make it a bit bleepy, and I think that's what you added, and it was exactly what we needed.
Yeah. Are you trying to push that indie rock? You know, kind of push the boundaries, push the envelope, push the indie rock envelope.
I think we'd be foolish to try and push it too much because it's not who we are. But I think we want sounds that complement.
I meant like what am I trying to say? Break out of that.
Well, yeah.
Is that what you're trying to
Yeah.
do?
The thing to do is you transcend the form. So if you've got something and you expect it to go a certain way, if you can just give it a little twist or something, then it gets a lot more interesting. So if we can make our songs transcend the form you expect them to take, then that's really satisfying.
That's the good thing about having a strong song, isn't it? Did
Well,
you
apparently.
expect it to... is this the style of music you expected to come up with? I suppose when you have a band that's quite eclectic in the way that you do, you don't really know how it's going to turn out. Or is it...
No, it's like I think a song's got very much its own head of steam. It's like when you hear people talking about how they write books. It's the book kind of runs away on them, and I think a song does, and that also applies into arrangement. And when the band start playing it, it will go off in a completely different direction, and often then the words will get rewritten as a result of the direction the song's taken.
Yeah, so how does it happen? What's the process? How does the song first come unto you?
Piers tells us how to play it, and then we all play it.
It really isn't like
It
that.
starts long before you even are aware.
Exactly.
Well, the song I'm working on at the minute is a song that Woody, the bass player, sent as just a drum pattern with him kind of rapping really uncomfortably on top of it.
I'd love to hear a Woody rap. Woody's a fireman.
He is a fire officer.
He drives fire engines and stuff.
Saves
Anyway,
lives.
carry on.
Yeah.
He's a proper hero, and he plays double bass.
Yeah. So when you talk about if you've had a busy day and you've been saying you've been fighting fires, he looks at you
As if to say, "Oh yeah, so you've been fighting fires." Yeah, we've just been.
Does he ever come up late to practice or collect?
Sometimes he comes in really
Yeah.
stressed and quiet, and we just have to play some gentle bits of the set just to warm him up because of all the things he has to deal with. Anyway, that's really heavy.
But no, to answer your question, Nigel. It's quite an organic process. So in that instance, Woody sent through a bass line that Piers has then been working on. But a lot of the time, Piers will bring a song to the studio that'll be 3/4 formed in his mind, and then we'll play it out. And I think what's great about the lineup is everyone will then have suggestions about arrangement. We do a lot of work around the physical arrangement of the song, as well as then building the harmonies above it as well.
Yeah, does it take a long time?
It depends. Some things happen, it's like anything. Some things
Something
happen
just
really
comes
quickly,
to life, yeah.
and others we can be playing it and we'll play it for a month, a couple of months, and then someone will just suggest, I've been thinking about it, why don't we just try this bit here and move this bit there, and suddenly it'll just breathe new life into the song.
Yeah.
If you could get one more person to play an instrument, what would it be? You can't say guitar because you can't say guitar.
Well, no, I'd have
Yeah.
what we're working on with Bernadette, who does so much already, is to get some more bleeps happening. So basically we've got a little mini Korg now, and she's using the vocoder. And so we're just trying to add a twist of electronic to what we're trying to do. So a little bit, a flavour of what you added to our EP is what we want to bring live. Yeah.
Wicked. What do you think makes you unique?
I think subject matter makes us stand
I think
out.
storytelling. The EP is called Telling Tales, and I think the storytelling absolutely, and I think what these guys do, because I can't sing, what these guys do with harmonies.
Yeah. But for me, it's subject matter. Like one of the songs we're going to do tonight is called "Dressed as Food," and it's a resume of my job history. And the one job I've not had to do is dress up as food. And so the chorus goes, "No, I'm dressed as food," and I think that's a really different thing to sing about in a song.
I look forward to hearing that. Excellent.
I cleaned floors, sold door to door. Stood around in department stores. Drove lorries all night, had to tickle the tackle. Never had to dress as food. I worked farms from dawn to dusk, in pouring rain and baking dust. I've been a Coldstream guard and a charity mugger. Never had to dress as food. Now I'm dressed as food. It's what they pay me to do. All the riff-raff slap me on the back, keep calling me dude. 'Cause I'm dressed as food. I did my bit for the economy and sold tobacco for a BAT. Never a leaving card, just a crap redundo. Still I never had to dress as food. I've been a waiter and attended bars. I won X Factor, didn't get me far. Tried my hand at porn and I fertilized cattle. Still I never had to dress as food. Now I'm dressed as food, with a bad attitude. And all the riff-raff slap me on the back, keep calling me too. 'Cause I'm dressed as food. This is not what I got a degree for, and this is not what I'll borrow 40G for, and this is not what my mama raised me for, to be dressed as food. Yeah, dressed as food. You see, I'm dressed as food. It's what they pay me to do.
There is a glut of music, you could say, at the moment. But I think probably people mainly listen to old music. What do you do? Do you listen to old?
I listen to old stuff in the pop charts.
Okay.
So I don't know any cool music that's happening now.
What's your favourite uncle piece of music? This is a really awful question.
I've got no idea.
What is the least cool piece?
Okay, my favourite uncle song I heard recently is Ariadne Grande. One Less Problem. It's a great pop song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think there's any such thing as a guilty pleasure. I think because it's a pleasure, right?
Challenge. What's yours, Chris?
I have a daughter. She makes me listen to One Direction quite a lot, and I've got to say, What Makes You Beautiful is actually it's a great pop song.
Although, even though it's stolen from Greece.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it works. Yeah, I have every time we get in the car, that's on play. So,
So would you say that's your top song of 2014?
No.
What's your top song that was made? Released after 1st January 2014.
It's not particularly exciting, but I'm a massive Arctic Monkeys fan, and I think how they've constantly changed with every album. I think their recent album's been tremendous.
They're really good, aren't they?
They're just really good.
Somebody was saying because
he's a brilliant songwriter.
Yeah,
and they brought a lot of new kind of hip hop influences into the new album, the album this year.
Oh really?
And you can hear it in the bass and in the drumming. And
okay.
They haven't turned into like P Diddy or anything.
No,
but they've just in arrangement terms that you can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So sticking with 2014 as we are, by way of a really tenuous link. What was your top musical moment of 2014 in terms of what you did, or what you know?
Well, the EP, finishing the EP,
getting the EP done and out.
Yeah, and in particular for me, the song "Born to Run." I was just really pleased with how it sounded. It sounds really fresh.
Yeah,
it steals a bit of a dubstep idea in an indie song, and then you put a little sprinkle of magic on it as well, and it just it sounds brutal. And that's we tend to do quite sweet songs, and it was nice to do something with some some shoulders, you know.
I think getting the EP done and out, and it's like was probably our proudest achievement.
Yeah. What you got coming up in 2015? Are you doing any gigs and stuff to promote the EP?
We need to push. Yeah, we've got gigs tail end of this year, and we've got a few gigs lined up early part of next year as well. But the main thing is about pushing the songs, and for us, it's seeing which songs we can get the most traction from, because in essence there are 4 singles on that EP, really, as we think of it. And I think the key for us is seeing which song really gets most traction with the audience, potentially with radio play, and hammering the hell out of it.
We've got to get organised, and yeah, for instance, that Born to Run song, it might work well, you know, in some kind of adverse or something. So we've got to try and look at that sort of
syncing it up.
Yeah, I know
right,
it's a slightly painful thing to do, but we've got to kind of push and be sensible.
Pimp ourselves out.
We've got great songs now, and we're completely tight live. So we just need to tell people about it, and we're rubbish at that. So it's very good of you to have us on tonight to start spreading the word.
Self-promotion.
Pleasure. It has been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to ask you one last question, which would be, well, how should I put it? I could put it one of 2 ways, or I could ask 2 different questions. If you had to collaborate with any living artist, what would it be? Who would they be?
Oh, wow.
Whom would it be?
Any living artist. Any living artist. Well, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous question, so I'll give you a ridiculous answer. David Bowie.
Oh, okay. But he's crap now, isn't he? He used to be really good, but now he's just kind of...
No, he's not.
He could come in. He could do some production for us. No offence, Nigel. I'd be happy with that.
That's fine. Yeah, you can stand in the corner. Oh, okay. Who would you? Last question, and then we end. Any dead artist? Which dead artist would you collaborate if you could reanimate them?
You'd just go to the 27 Club, wouldn't you? I'd quite like to jam with Jimi Hendrix. That'd be nice. That'd be all right.
I feel really awkward.
Yeah, but you're the guitarist.
Well, of course I'm going to say that.
You're
Exactly.
not going to get to play on your own record. It's just like it's Jimi Hendrix is on it. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I have to come back on that. Sorry.
the Fleas. They've got their EP Telling Tales out now. They've got the launch at the Troubadour in West Brompton on the 21st of November, and they have been playing us a whole bunch of songs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fleas.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Nigel.
Cheers.
And I was like, and she was like, and I was like, and she was like, and I was like, and he was like, and I was like, and she was like, and I was like, and she was like, and he was like,
You push, you shove your way onto the bus. We're all getting on, but you have to be in front of us. You push, you swear at somebody on your cell phone as you shove your ass in the seat. We stand to hear the full moan. You're one, you're many, you don't know you're alive. You're right where they want you, ready for the end of times, 'cause they can't fix the system. They can hide the fact it's going down. They're already farming you for when the food is all run out. 'Cause you're a monkey in a cage, dumb cattle on a train, little mice in a maze, wasting all your days. Just born and raised in a big stockade, cattle bothered in a place. One day you're gonna pay, one day you're gonna pay, one day you're gonna pay, one day you're gonna pay.
she was like, and I was like, and she was like, and I was like, and he was like, and I was like,
You push the buttons, the contestants so leave the house. You share your data so the state sees what you're all about. They keep you fat and they made you a moron. When the shit hits the fan, you'll be a food supply to call on. 'Cause you're a monkey in a cage, dumb cattle on a train, little mice in a maze, wasting all your days. You're just born and raised in a big stockade, cattle fathered in a place. One day you're gonna pay, one day you're gonna pay, one day you're gonna pay, one day you're gonna pay. shut
I was like,
shut
and she was like, and I was like, and we were like, and they were like,
shut
and he was like, and I was like, and she was like.
Cause you're a monkey in a cage, dumb cattle on a train, little mice in a maze, wasting all your days. You're just born and raised in a big stockade, cattle for the dinner plates. One